Welcome to Coffee Chat, where once a month we drink good coffee, and today we'll also be spilling the tea.
In case you don't know us, I'm Larry.
And I'm Hope.
And this is Under the Median, where practical frugality meets real life.
Once a month on this channel, we drink good coffee, we talk about all things frugal, we also answer viewer questions. Today, we will be giving our 2 cents worth on some less than kind comments, which have recently been left in the comments section. And we also want you to make sure you stick with us because we are going to be giving you all the details on how you can enter to win a free 1,500 watt portable power station.
But what are we drinking this morning, Hope? Well, we are drinking a very special blend of CXT roasting coffee. This is a Columbia brand, and Hope will read the description.
I love doing this. This is my radio voice because I worked in radio for a long time. Milk chocolate, nougat, green apple, tea-like body, medium acidity, 100% Arabica coffee. CXT Roasting Company, they are our favorite place to go get a good cup of coffee in this town. They also have all of their blends available online. We'll make sure, guys, that there's a link in the description to CXT Roasting Company. All right, let's get started. First, we want to answer some comments that were recently left. We thought that they called for our response. Larry's going to start because this is my turn first.
The first comment has to do with a video that Hope and Dan did when they were talking about whether our kids are going in the same pathway that we've gone as far as being frugal. And Daniel mentioned that he goes to community college. So this is a comment about community college. J.S. Bartle 1 says, very illuminating interview. Only a liberal arts major could work multiple jobs while going to school at a community college. Guess a STEM major wasn't an option for one reason or another, even to be a math teacher. Daniel will have to be more frugal than ever going forward. Hope Mom and Dad will continue to let Daniel live at home until he gets sick of it and wants his own space. Wow.
Well, JS, I'm not sure this whole comment. There are so many areas that I would like to talk about, and I won't hit them all. And believe me, if Larry had been running the camera when I first read this comment, my response would have been far more salty than this comment is going to be. Yeah. First of all, I don't know, JS, if you're just completely unfamiliar with two-year colleges. Or what is the disconnect between your understanding of community college and what it actually is? Community colleges, by and far, are accredited. The instructors he's had at this community college have all had their PhDs, their doctorate. So they are professors. Not only that, some of those professors also teach part-time at some of those four-year universities that are near us. Within a 60-minute drive of our house, we have 3 four-year universities. 2 of them are private and 1 is a state university. And so the instructors even at times that he's getting are exactly the same instructors that he would be getting at those 4-year universities. Yeah. Only he's just paying a whole lot less. And as far as STEM majors go, so I'm just going to put this out there. I think that a strong basis in written and oral communication is the backbone no matter what profession you decide to go into. Mm-hmm. So saying that he is somehow less than because he is an English major and not a math major is completely and utterly ludicrous. You know, the whole idea of not working before as you're going through school, the only people I know that don't work as they're going through school are people whose parents are paying the full bill, right, or they're going into debt. Yes. Or they got really good scholarships. Other than that, most people going to college are working at least 1 or 2 part-time jobs. And a whole lot of those people are people who are going back to school. Larry went back to school when he was 25.
I did. Yeah.
He had been in the full-time workforce for a number of years. He worked full-time and went to school. Yeah. And so to say that those people are just, it's incapable of working a job and going to school is, once again, I'm going to use the word ludicrous, uninformed.
And the other thing is there is a lot of really good people that are very successful that have gone
Yes.
through and started out at community college, like actors like Tom Hanks, Morgan Freeman, Billy Crystal, and a lot of, like the director, George Lucas, he went to a community college. So you can't discredit community colleges. Besides that, I met the best wife I could have ever asked for at community college.
Yeah, and the other thing, not to go on too long with this, but a 2018 study by the National Institute of Health, they surveyed over 43,000 doctors and found that 25% of those doctors had started, guess where? At a community college. So your
Yes.
level of success in life does not hinge on whether you go to a community college first and then a 4-year university or vice versa.
Okay, let's deal with the second
All right.
comment that was made, and this was a reflection on me. I'll let Hope read. There's 2 comments, and
Okay.
we've probably had 30 comments altogether over the time that we've had this channel going about this particular subject.
Okay, so we dealt with the comment that left a burr in my saddle. Let's find out what the comments were that left a burr in Larry's saddle. Linda McCauley says, Larry, please stop with the hair dye. It's not a good look and probably not frugal. I'd take you seriously if your hair matched your beard. Thank God, Linda, we all wanted to know what it would take for you to take Larry seriously, and all he's got to do is just make sure that his hair matches his beard. Good to know. Cheryl Streeter left this comment, Larry's toupee needs updated with more gray, not being mean. Well, you know what? I have discovered the minute someone starts or ends a sentence with not being mean, ... they're about to be really mean. Larry, you get to comment. Do you
Okay.
dye your hair, babe? And what about that toupee?
This will be real short. Okay, this is my real hair. If I pulled this, it would be very painful. This is my actual hair. No, I do not dye it. As a frugal person, I would never think of dyeing my hair. I lost all of my hair in 2017 when I had a heart incident. It was a 4th stage failure of my heart due to a virus that hit it. And I only had a 10% ejection fraction. And that caused the hair to come out in various areas. So I ended up shaving it. When it came back into growth, it came back really dark. And there is some gray in it. If you looked real close at it, if I got the camera real close, you'd actually see some gray in this hair. So it is natural. I wouldn't think of having it any other way. The only thing that I do to my hair is I wash it a few times a week. And once in a while, I dry it with a blow dryer. And that is it.
So there you go. Linda, Cheryl, he's not nearly as vain as you take him to be.
No,
he does
not at
not
all.
do anything to his hair.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Rant is over. We're moving on to some viewer questions that we really do want to talk about.
Yes.
A. Perry asked us, my question is about retirement. Since Larry's retired, has there been a situation or maybe during a budget meeting you felt you should have planned differently?
Well, A. Perry, the thing that I wish we had done differently, we didn't really start seriously saving money for retirement until we were I was in my late 40s.
Now he's in his mid-40s.
Yeah, mid-40s when we started saving. And I wish we had started a lot sooner so we had a better amount of money built into those accounts. We would be in better shape today. I mean, we're not in terrible shape, but this would have put us in a little bit better shape. That is really about the only major thing that I regret about that.
All right, Carrie has 2 questions. I'll split these with you.
Okay.
How does your budget/lifestyle compare when you had all the kids at home to now?
Well, basically, we don't live much differently now as far as how we budget with just 2 adult kids in the house. And our adult kids are not in the house that much. They're not eating every meal here. They both have jobs. They have girlfriends. Of course, Daniel's in school. Philip's in school. They're very busy. And so, but we haven't changed the way that we handle our money at all. We're handling it exactly the same way.
Yeah, and we're still sitting up waiting until kids get home by 11 o'clock at night, which is weird at our age. I'm like, are the kids home? We better wait up for them. We're still actually doing that at our age.
Yes.
Second part of Carrie's question was, when your kids were home, did you have them pay for anything, food, utilities? Yeah, we did. As soon as they are out of school.
Well, once they turned 16, they had to buy their own clothes. So they had to be working. We wanted to encourage them to be working so they understood that in life you have to earn your way through. It doesn't come free.
Oh, at 16, they also paid for their own cell phone bill. In fact, they did not have a cell phone until they could afford to pay the monthly fee to have that cell phone bill.
That's right.
We never ever paid for a cell phone bill.
And once they learn how to drive, they have to pay their own insurance. The extra that their cost for to be in our insurance, they have to pay for that. So they also have to pay for that. And we really encourage them to get their own car soon after they get their license. So within a year or two after they get their license, most of them have gotten their own car.
And we pay for $2,000 toward that new car, well,
Used car. Yeah.
New to them car that they buy.
Right.
And they also, up until that time, they pay us for the gas that they run out of the car. So yeah, they actually paid for quite a few things.
That's right.
How do we get them on board with frugality? So it wasn't so much for us, it wasn't frugality. It was teaching them money responsibility.
Yeah.
So we started that really, really young.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were in junior high, probably 7th, 8th, 9th grade, we stopped giving them allowance, which I know we've had a lot of people say, no, you can't do that. Well, we did. But instead, we told them that we wanted to really invest in their dreams. And they gave us a list of items that they were saving money toward, and they had to earn half of the money toward that item doing something for someone besides us. So work that they did that was outside of this home for other people. They found ways that they can earn extra coin. And as they saved toward that item, when they had half of the money saved up, we kicked in the other half. And believe me, this taught them financial responsibility. It taught them how to product shop. It taught them how to look for deals, for sales. It taught them all kinds of things that were related to being consumers, savvy consumers.
Yes.
And it cost us a whole lot more during those 3 years to kick in half of those items than it did when we were paying them allowance. But it was worth every single penny of it.
Yes.
And our youngest son he got a job at 15.
Yeah.
And so he was saving dough, and he cost us more money than any of the other three combined with this program. But it really, I think as I look back, that was one of those milestone moments. We really celebrated milestones with the kids and said, now you're old enough to do this. When you're 16, you're old enough to do this. When you're 18, you can buy your own vehicle. And so it actually worked out really well. And so by the time that they were young adults and done with college, they were ready to move out on their own. And we love them dearly. They're all great kids. We love hanging out with them, but they were ready to be young adults and pay all of their own bills.
Yeah.
Fun, crafty vegan.
Okay, fun, crafty vegan. Hello, wondering a few things. When will your next Amish store run be? We went yesterday, and we're going to air that in part on Thursday's video. That'd be the next video. We're going to air what we did on that Amish run and show you what we did all day long as a frugal couple. Also, Larry, anything that surprises you about retirement or that you wish you had known before retiring? Hope any plans or projects in the works for when you aren't homeschooling anymore. Well, I'll take the one about the retiring. I lived at home with retired parents. My parents were quite a bit older when they had me, and so they were retired before I moved out. So I got a really good glimpse of what retirement looks like, and they did a great job of spending their time with each other, doing things for other people, reading, just enjoying each other, going on vacations. And I really enjoyed seeing that. So that gave me a good look at it. And there really isn't anything about retirement that has surprised me. In fact, I just shut the door on my old job, and I don't even look back on it anymore. I don't care to ever go back to that part of my life. I'm enjoying being retired. I love sleeping in. I love staying up late at night. If we want to watch something, a movie together, we watch that before I go to bed. And it's wonderful. I recommend it to everybody.
Because heck, y'all now know that we're up till at least 11 waiting for our kids to get home.
At least that. Yeah.
Projects in the works for when you aren't homeschooling anymore. First thing I'm going to do is celebrate. I have homeschooled for 25 years. And that's a whole big chunk of my life to give to educating my children. It has been the greatest privilege of my entire life to do this. But I am ready to move on to some new things. As far as projects, I mean, there are projects around the house that I definitely would like to get done. But what a lot of people don't realize is that YouTube and our business and our website and our ebooks, which we sell, that's a full-time job.
Yes.
So I put 40 hours a week into doing what we do for all of you. And we love the privilege of being able to walk alongside you and be a part of your journey. But yeah, that does take most of my time.
Elizabeth Grace asks, do you have a special savings fund for buying a new to you car one day in the future? Let me just answer that first. Yes. As soon as we buy a car, we automatically start a new fund to replace it. So we're always actually paying on a car and by investing money into it. And we're putting money into a high, what do you call it?
We have a CD with car money in it. And
yeah,
so
pretty good high interest
it's
rate.
Getting us, it was 5%. Now it's down to closer to 4%. But so we put it in, we looked at the rates and we put it in to maximize the rate time, but we don't want it to be too far in the future, so we can't get to it. Right now we're renewing it every 6 months.
Would you
seems
say
to be working?
Would you say we have a sinking fund for the car replacement?
Well, yeah, because we save for
is.
it. At the minute we purchase a car, the next month we're putting money toward whenever that car is going to be replaced. So yeah, it's a sinking fund.
And we limit how much we're going to spend on a car. Most cars that we've bought in the last few years, we've limited it to $10,000. We probably will up that. Well, the Prius cost more than that, and the Honda Fit cost just a little bit more than $10,000. Not too much more though. But we definitely will up that because car prices have just gone up. We want to get a very good, reliable car with lower mileage that's been well taken care of and well serviced. That's the main thing we're looking for is reliability.
Riggs for Prez wants to know, did you set up 529s for your kids' college fund? We did not. It was a huge question mark in our mind for a really, really long time as to how much of our kids' college we were even going to be able to pay for because we were raising them on a really low income. So we did set some money aside. We paid for all of our sons. Our oldest son went to college. He has a 4-year degree in psychology, started out at a community college. Just want to put that in there. And then he was at the community college for 3 semesters, and he was offered a full tuition scholarship to transfer to a 4-year private Christian university.
Yeah.
And boy, he took that scholarship.
Yes, he did.
He worked to pay for his room and board in college. We paid for books. Books all 5 years he was in college. That's really all we paid for. Our position's a little bit different now. We only have 2 kids at home. We have a little bit more cash flow.
A little more available.
So we have paid for a little bit more of Daniel's journey through community college. And then for his 4-year university time, when he gets ready to transfer this next semester, we'll pay a little bit on that too. But our kids have known from the very beginning they needed to save, and they were incredibly diligent from the time that they were able to earn a little bit of their own coin. They set aside a vast majority of that money toward their college experience. Our oldest graduated debt-free, and we fully expect that Daniel will do the same.
Alice Phillips asks, I'd like to know how Larry is enjoying retirement and how you've both adjusted to his being around during the daytime. Well, I really enjoy being retired. I spend a lot of time each day. I'll go for a bike ride. I may go for a 2 or 3 hour bike ride. So I'll ride 20, 25 miles on a bike ride on my e-bike. And that is one way I have of putting some enjoyment into it. I also do things around the house for Hope while she's working on business matters. I do the dishes. I'll do the laundry. I'll vacuum the floors. I'll pick up some things that I can do that she then doesn't have to do, so she has a little more free time in the evening that both of us can enjoy together. And for the most part, Hope and I really do enjoy being together during the daytime. How do you feel? What's your side of that?
Yes, but Alice, the real answer is how we adjusted to him being at home in the daytime. I send him on long bike rides, Alice. That's how we make it work. But yeah, unadorned in Indiana. Are you preppers? You just stock up when it's on sale and you get an excellent price? We are not preppers.
No, we're not.
What we do like, though, to always say is you need to look at what's happening in the economy. You need to adjust your spending to what's happening. You need to always have a plan for what you will do if or when prices go up. And you need to make sure that you have a pretty good working pantry. And we've always said 3 months. 3 months to 6 months, wherever your comfort zone is in there, and make sure that you have enough food on hand so that if something completely unexpected happened, I don't think before 2020 anybody thought, well, something completely unexpected is going to happen. But now that has happened, I think all of us are a little bit more, I'm not going to say
wary about it.
We're not really on edge.
No.
I mean, I think we're just aware of it, and we make sure that we have some food stocked in our house.
Yeah, so for the most part, we try to plan for some minor event that might happen, but not for major things like preppers plan for.
Susie wants to know, maybe you've covered this before, but I'm always curious if you were always vegan. No, ma'am.
No,
We've been
weren't.
plant-based for about 15 years. My father died of a massive coronary at the age of 47. And both of my brothers had stents put in their 40s and they had minor heart attacks and had stents put in their 40s. Yeah. So I just became really hyper aware of reading and researching that link between what we eat and heart disease. And so for us, going vegan was a very natural, very good choice for us.
Glenda Grosjean, who happens to be a good friend of ours, writes, my question is, how do you handle sinking funds while saving up for your house? Mm-hmm. Did you skip them for that reason? Well, Glenda, actually, no. We kept the major sinking funds going. What we eliminated was anything that wasn't absolutely necessary. Mm-hmm. So if it was just a fun thing that we were kind of planning, or if it was entertainment value, we eliminated that for 2 years while we saved aggressively toward buying this house.
Sheila wants to know if either of us has a particular hobby. My hobby is watching Larry do his hobbies. He has hobbies. Larry, what are your hobbies?
Well, I've kind of mentioned one of them. I enjoy riding an e-bike. I have 2 e-bikes, actually. I have a big 2-wheeler, and it is really a lot of fun and a lot of enjoyment. It's good exercise. And the other thing I like to do is photography. And I combine the photography with the bike rides. I take my camera along, and I try to get some well-composed pictures. I am not a professional photographer by any means. I just try to get some nature shots and some pleasing photographs of what I'm doing. And the other thing that I do is I play the piano. I've got an old 1904 Steinway. It was given to our family. I play for church, and I really do enjoy doing all 3 of those hobbies.
Other than watching Larry do his hobbies, I suppose I'm on the worship team at church, so I suppose that counts as a hobby of sorts. Liz, are you planning to travel this year? On a side note, come to Rhode Island. The ocean would love to have you. Liz, so we would love to see Rhode Island. It's not in the plans for this year, though, but yes.
Never been there.
This summer, we are taking all of our kids and our wonderful daughters-in-laws on a 5-day trip to Wisconsin, and that's coming up this summer. And yes, we are going to take some footage. We're going to talk about ways to find fun, frugal activities to do while you are on your vacation. And we're going to show you what we have chosen to splurge on. So
it's been quite a few years since we've gone on vacation. We bought this in 2021 when we took a vacation to the Great Smoky Mountains. And we took our whole family, but our 2 older kids were not married at the time, so it was a little bit less to take with us.
Biggest problem on this vacation was to find an Airbnb or a VRBO that had enough bedrooms and enough beds for our ever-growing family. And so it was hard. It was hard to do. That was the hardest part of this whole trip, was to do that. Yep. That's Gold Jerry wants to know, what are your guilty pleasures? What's your vegan junk food? If we're gonna indulge, what are we going to eat that's junk food?
I don't know. I like corn chips. I eat popcorn. We don't really eat a lot of sweets. We don't drink soda. I mean, coffee and water, that's about it. So really, I don't know if we have a lot of what I would call guilty pleasures.
Kinda. Good coffee.
Yeah.
I would say that's definitely on the list. We do like a really good cup of joe. I think that chocolate, but I am a chocolate snob. It's true. That might surprise some of you. Ain't no Hershey's in my mouth.
High quality dark chocolate.
Yep. Yeah. High quality dark chocolate. Pretty doggone bitter. I am not a huge sugar fan. It's just not something that's going to tempt me. And so I would say that I would probably indulge in some good dark chocolate if I was going to indulge in anything. And on Friday nights, we have a date night. And on about 1 or 2 of those Friday nights a month, we do get vegan.
Oh, we get the vegan
plant-based burgers.
Yes, yeah, they're good.
And Larry likes himself a little tater tot.
Oh, yeah.
To go with his plant-based burger.
Yeah.
And once again, I don't even want to know what's on those tater tots. Twice a month, guys. That's our guilty junk food pleasure.
Yeah.
All right, Robin Martinez, I'll let you read the next one there.
My question is about the economy. What should my husband and I do, it's just us, no kids, regarding the recession that may be upcoming? Well, we've had recessions come and go all throughout our married lives, and it's hard to predict when one's coming. We haven't hit any what I would call real major recessions. We had some pretty tough times there when the banks were all kind of struggling and the housing market was going down. But we pretty much live the same way, even if we're going through a recession. We look for things that are on sale at the store. We try to buy in bulk. Find things that you can buy that are maybe being closed out at your store and stock up on them. But for the most part, I would say don't panic. That isn't worth it. It's just not worth panicking. Plan ahead. If you can get a little ahead of it, if you hear one might be happening, just plan to buy a few extra things. And beyond that, you just kind of live through it. That's about what I would suggest doing.
I would say too, if you are in debt,
Get out of debt,
off
yes.
debt
Yes.
now before recession, because that will be really kind of a factor in going gracefully through a period of a recession.
Yes, it will.
And I would also say to make sure that you have a secure income. If your job is a little bit wobbly, I would start getting those side gigs in order now so that you know that you have something that you can do that is going to bring in some side income. But other than that, I would watch carefully where you're getting your information.
Yeah.
Because you can read things that will just scare the bejeebers out of you. And I don't think that's real healthy either. We try to be super informed, and we look carefully for sources of information that are not hinged radically in one direction or the other. We look for balanced information from credible sources, and then we sort of evaluate that and say, how is this going to impact what we do from this time forward? And we make some plans as to how we can rebalance our budget if prices start to go a little bit crazy again.
Beth writes, after the storms in Illinois, last night a power station would be very helpful. Can you switch power companies in Illinois? Well, first let me say that power stations are very helpful. If you think you're going to lose power, if we think we're going to lose power, I'll actually hook a couple of them up and put lights on them. So if the power goes out, we still have lights. Can we switch power companies in Illinois? Well, you can, and you can get cheaper rates, but that isn't going to help you during a possible power outage. If your power goes out, those other companies use the very same lines as your major supplier does. That power is still going to go out.
I will say it's our electric company that we can choose. We have electric.
Electric company.
So we have been with other electric companies other than our main company twice in our married life. For various reasons, we switched back because our utility company just simply had cheaper rates per kilowatt hour than the other companies that we went with. You got to watch for those come on rates, is what we call them. So it's come on over rate, which they will give you 6 months of really reduced kilowatt per hour rates, and then it'll go up to the regular rate, which generally, in our case, is higher than what Ameren is going to charge per kilowatt hour. I think you just have to be aware. I would do, if you're in Illinois, did she say she's in Illinois? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So here's what I want you to do, Beth. I want you to go to Citizens Utility Board. They have a website. And they are not-for-profit. They are a watchdog group that makes certain that Illinois consumers are able to get the least expensive power rates possible. They have a lot of those secondary companies listed on that website. They review each of them for you, tell you the pros, the cons, which ones are best to go with. Go check out that website. If you're not in Illinois, you can still get a lot of valuable information about energy and power and electricity and things from that website, Citizens Utility Board. But speaking of power outages and portable power stations, we're going to tell you how you could win one of these.
Identical to this one.
The Opus Exodus 1500. Opus is not sponsoring this video. They are, however, providing a unit that's identical to this for the giveaway. Larry's going to tell you a little bit about the Exodus 1500, and then I'm going to tell you how you can enter to win.
This will give you plenty of power during a short-term power outage. Let's say you lose power for 6 to 7 hours. This is a great power supply. Since it will put out a total of 1,500 watts, you can run a refrigerator, a freezer, lights, your TV, your modem on your computer. You can charge a lot of your DC items with it. It has a battery built in that has 1,488 watt hours. That's a pretty big battery for this. It's a well-designed unit, very good engineering behind it. I highly recommend them. We've been using Opus products now for 3 years, and our oldest power station that's 3 years old still works absolutely perfectly.
All right, here's the info you've been waiting for. There will be a link in the description of this video. You're going to go to that link. The terms and conditions of the contest are there. You will enter your name and your email address to enter the drawing. The drawing will be open from now until midnight on Thursday. Then we'll do a randomized drawing and we will draw the winner of the portable power station, and we will contact you and let you know that you are the winner. And then Opus will take it from there and send you the portable power station and everything that you need to know about that. But because we think that everyone should be a winner, and we would love, love, love for you to enter the drawing, everybody that enters is going to receive a free copy of our brand new ebook that I just wrote, and it's called 84 Smart Ways to Lower Your Energy Bills. So you'll get that full free just for entering the drawing for the giveaway. So head on over to the website and take care of that. But before you head over to the website, we just want to say that we love these coffee chats where we're able to interact with you in a very authentic, very informal way, talk about frugality, answer your questions. And on a lot of these coffee chats, we have had our viewers send in their very favorite tips, the ways that they use to consistently spend less money. Now, one of those previous coffee chats, we've got it right over there for you. You take a look at that one next, and that's going to give you some of our favorite viewer tips.